Latrice Gatson.
On my phone. Hey, guys. Just a little bit about me. I do business consulting. We do executive coaching, marketing, training such as like leadership, management, diversity, equity, inclusion, and then also executive coaching. Um, I kind of shy away from the marketing side, but I am going to give you guys a lot of marketing information today that'll be extremely helpful. And I just say that because we're pushing further, as she spoke on, the government sector, into the government sector, because it's a lot of money out there. Okay, it's a lot of money on the government side, the corporate side. And if you take that small business hat off, I hate the words small business because you're not small. Anybody that takes a chance to just jump out and step out on faith to go into business, you're not small anymore. You're only small if you deal with just your family, your friends. But as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, you're stepping out on faith. You're dealing with bigger entities, bigger individuals. You never know who you're going to meet. Case in example, walked in here today and met someone that has a great history behind themselves. That's not a small business owner when you're doing things outside of the norm. Okay, so on the marketing side of our business, for years we've dealt with like companies like Upscale Magazine, as well as other small business. I hate that word, entrepreneur entities as well. And so with Upscale Magazine, what we've done is like help them with marketing, operational development, even doing microphone interviews with celebrities. Not just myself. I'm big on taking my daughter. She's now 18. At the time, she was 16 years old. When we used to go to like just different events and things of that nature, and I always teach them what I'm doing in the marketing side. Yesterday, literally before she went to an appointment, I made her come into the office, sit down, and send out emails. Okay. Email marketing. A lot of times people think you're just supposed to be on social media, you're supposed to do the TikTok, the Instagram, dance, do the new routines. It gets certain clientele, but it doesn't get all the clientele that you're really looking for, depending on the type of money that you want to make. She made a great example tonight, and one of them was being true to yourself in business. A lot of people want a business, but a lot of people don't know how to handle business. They don't know how to greet the customer. They don't know how to talk to people. People will pay invoices, and just because they're a smaller business owner, that's why I categorize a small business owner, because that's where that mind frame is, right? They're thinking, oh, they already paid this invoice. I don't have to deal with them anymore. But when it comes to the marketing side, guess who gives the reviews? That business owner that they didn't do right by. That paid the bigger invoice than the norm, because a lot of times they'll look at you, what your handbag look like, what your shoes look like, how are you carrying yourself. A lot of times they'll invoice you a bigger amount than a regular person that walks in the door, not knowing what's inside that handbook. Like she said, some days it's up in business and some days it's actually down. Marketing to me, it all depends on the level of business that you're in. When you're first starting off, you're gonna get on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you're gonna do the regular posts, you're gonna go to Fiverr, you're gonna go and do flyers. But what does the flyer look like? Does it have the cartoon characters? I remember that was a fad recently, where a lot of people wanted to put the little cartoon characters on flyers, and then all of the spam people started jumping on and sending people cartoon flyers. But guess what? If a spam person jumps onto it, why would I want to do business with you? Because now I'm thinking that you're dealing with, what is the spam likely? Somebody that's actually spamming me. So I look for, with me, I look for, is it clean? Is it professional? Are the words spelled correctly? How much verbiage is on the flyers? Everything that you have to say to your client or your potential customer doesn't need to be on that marketing material. Sometimes a video and or a message outside of the photo is what the person needs. Walking up, shaking their hand, like you explained tonight, what you do as far as CMOS. You gave a full explanation, where you at, who you do business with. You can't put all of that on a flyer. And if you do, guess what? It's gonna be tossed. Nobody's gonna read that flyer. Nobody's gonna read it. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, you market the way you want to see yourself 5 to 10 years from now. If you don't have it to do your whole marketing layout, do it piece by piece by piece. I am real big, you guys, on my staff. Sometimes they want to choke me out. literally. Because you can't come in there with a hat on your head. You can't come in there with your pants sagging down. You can't come in there with your hood night clothes on that you're gonna wear to the club. And don't get me wrong, I got a couple outfits that I want to step into. But it's certain stuff I know that I cannot present myself in front of individuals to take me serious. I'll give you guys a full example. About a week ago, the bags that I handed you guys, it has like a little cookie in it. Okay, my birthday was the 22nd, so the biggest thing I wanted to do was market within the building that we're in off of Peachtree Street. I'm like, yo, you guys take the bags, go knock on the doors, meet all the attorneys, meet everybody that's in the building, let them know that we in the building, we doing this, that, and the third. If they don't need our services, cool. Refer somebody else to us. I had to go back and forth with a staff member because they wanted to wear their shades. They wanted to wear they brim hat. They turn around and I'm like, yo, earpiece, remove it. They don't understand what I see, the potential sometimes in an individual and how far your company can grow. A lot of times these are things that our parents tell us while we're younger, where they tell us, pull your pants up, fix your clothes, don't let your cleavage show, you know, clean your face, make sure you look good. That is what sells. That's what sells. I don't care how much marketing material somebody puts out there. If you look sloppy via social media, if you always drunk on social media, loud, talking crazy, high, and I'm transparent, y'all, FYI. If you're just like that on social media, but then you out and you're in your business and you think somebody gonna shop with you, guess what? They might shop with you that one time. That one time. And I'm one of them that, like I said, I'm transparent. I can twerk on too. But you're not gonna see me like that out in public. And if the camera turns, he'll tell you what I say, turn the camera. Turn the camera. Because guess what? You never know who's gonna come back and pull that footage and see what you out here doing when you really just enjoying life just like they are. But a lot of times people are judgmental based off of what you're doing. Okay? So that's my preach for the night. But on what I wanna give you as far as information, GTA, let me give it to you, hold on. Because it's a free service that I want y'all to have on anybody that wants to go into the government sector, okay? This is a company that, hold on if I get my phone on. This is a company that actually helps you to write your proposals, help you submit your certifications, okay? My company, Visionary Academy is the company. We actually are women-owned, certified under the government side, as well as WBENC under the corporate side, okay? So we can do business and grab any contract on either or side. Now, as far as my women-owned certification, the person that assisted me, you guys, assisted me for free. And the company is GTPAC. GTPAC.com. GT as in Tom, P as in Paul, A, C as in cat. So that particular company, you do have to go on their website, find somebody within your area to be able to service you, okay? Depending on where the location of your business is. I always say pick them for information to see which one is the best one to socialize with on a regular because it's free. You can schedule a 30-minute meeting, just ask them like several questions, but think about who's actually gonna be knowledgeable and who's gonna be helpful. Do not do the mistake that a lot of African American business owners do. A lot of times we only want us to help each other, okay? It does not happen that way all the time, especially in the government sector. You will be surprised how many other ethnicities are willing to help us to be able to get to the next level, okay? So that's one of them. Even submitting proposal, we submitted proposal probably about 2 years ago, and we were like third up and running for a finance program that they were doing in Muskogee County. And we literally, the lady walked us through the whole process. Of course, we had to put our own verbiage together, but she also went back and checked those documents for us. So it's just finding those right individuals that are gonna assist you depending on your finances. And keep in mind, we make good, but if somebody's gonna give me something for free that's already been there, that's not going to waste my time, then we're gonna utilize their services. That's another thing. It just reminded me of marketing. Be mindful who you guys go out here and actually hire to do your marketing. I'm gonna say it again, be mindful of who you hire. We recently just wasted like $8,000 and we're waiting on the return because sometimes you'll run into social media experts, meaning they love social media and they make it look good and they put a lot of posts up and they get a lot of likes and they get a lot of shares, but they dumb as a doorknob. Okay? Which means you're stuck while you're working, as she said, smarter, not harder. In your mind, you're doing everything else, thinking that this marketing person is gonna handle their business. And a lot of times it doesn't happen that way. Build out a plan, a daily, a weekly, a monthly, when it comes to your marketing. Know exactly what to look for when it comes to individuals looking at your products and your services. Just like she did today, her friend had cookies. I'm using you as an example. And so vegan cookies, she bought cookies and she donated them, I'm assuming, to the event. But she also sent somebody in her absence, but she also came back and said, hold on, did you get a card? It's not just about social media, y'all. Y'all gotta get out here and network, meet people, be prepared to have a conversation with them to offer your services, because a lot of times that one conversation, you never know exactly who you're speaking to, okay? So marketing to me, it also is, it's emails, it's phone calls, it is partnering with other individuals and other companies, finding out exactly what that company is missing, and they may just be missing something that you have to give to them. A lot of times I'll tell somebody, what do you want to do? Oh, I don't know, I'm still stuck between what I want to do, but I love to sell. Okay, we're missing a sales individual right now. This is what we have to offer. Or I hired somebody for marketing, they're not doing what they want to do, supposed to do, but I can teach you how to do social media because I've done social media marketing. I just don't have the time to do it anymore. So why can't you learn this so that you can make money, not just from me, but guess what? When my clients contact me and they need a website design, I'm gonna refer them to you. When my client contact me and say I need a flyer, I'm gonna walk you through the flyer to tell you, do this, do that, move this, move this, move that. It is a lot, and I'm stressing this to y'all for a reason, especially here in Atlanta, because we not from here. And I've seen a lot being here in Atlanta. I've literally, some of your favorite photographers and graphic designers, I've literally never designed anything myself as far as knowing how to get on Adobe and Photoshop and all. I've never been able to do that myself, but I literally walk them through the process. Move this, move that, change the verbiage, change the font. Why does the picture look like that? Why is there a glare on the glasses? We have a client that actually services for real with, it's called Black Ambition. That's another organization you guys need to write down. Sometimes we literally review the applications for them for their grants that they give away. So me, I thought I was going to get a grant one day. It's called Black Ambition. I literally thought I was going to get a grant one day, and instead of getting a grant, I was tricked, I was bamboozled. I feel like that from my client. And I ended up being the one to go back and review the individuals that went up for the grants. Because sometimes we have more knowledge than what we see sometimes. And I just want the money. Like, I'm like everybody else. I think it was like $50,000. I want the money. I want the money. I can teach them after I get the money, but I wanted the money. But sometimes it's a bigger picture. And so if you don't have on the marketing side a pitch deck is basically your explanation of your business. Who are you? Who are you selling to? What do you bring to the table? What can you change in other individuals? What does your team look like and your staff? I love the way she gave an example of someone working in the Philippines. We use actual individuals, and sometimes we use pineapple staffing, okay? But most of the time there are individuals sitting within the office. I like to see you to make sure my work is being done. I'm a little different in some, okay? But when you're presenting those pitch deck to companies like Black Ambition, and I have one more, and remind me when I send that list, when you guys send that list, I'll check my email and respond back to you. But it's two of them that actually offer grants to minority, I don't want to say black, but minority companies and individuals. A lot of times they look at the HBCUs before they look at anything else. But if you have a good presentation and a good product, a lot of times these companies will actually support you, provide grant, and then also it's called angel funding, which is individuals that turn around and they provide you funding without wanting others to know that they've actually given you the money.
Anonymous funding.
There you go. Give me the word.
So are grants, you don't pay grants back, right?
You don't pay grants back, but let me tell you something about grants. Whatever they provide you the money for, you have to be very strategic and to the point where you put that money. People have gotten incarcerated for not providing correct direction on where the money went and giving it to the wrong people and actually like using the money for luxury cars and clothes.
So, come on. So when you do get a grant, say you were to get a grant, do you have to give them a breakdown of where the money went and stuff like that? So do you have to report back to them? Like
It
an
all
itemized
depends
statement?
on the company. It all depends on the company. Sometimes they won't ask you, but I will tell you, you need to make a record and keep it somewhere for, I say at least 5 to 6 years. Just keep it in your file cabinet of what you actually spent the funding on.
Okay.
And staff members, people add, it depending on the grant and what is explained out on it, sometimes they'll tell you that they cannot be used for the founder of the company, but it doesn't stop you from adding additional staff members to be able to do the jobs to get the money. You just make sure that you know exactly what you put on that paperwork.
Which is also good for people, I think, who have children, because once you form a certain company, even an LLC, you can pay your children a certain salary per year. And if you get a grant, your children could be a part of that.
They can be a
You
part
pay
of it.
them, you can put the money in a trust or a savings or whatever the case may be, you can put the money aside.
Uh-oh. Right, and like I'll tell you this, since the pandemic, we did like a pandemic run during the pandemic. And what I mean by that is I'm one of those that whatever is going on during that time, I'm very prayerful. I don't know everybody's religion, but I literally sit there and see what's gonna be the best process for us to do to offer small business owners or entrepreneurs or corporations, because a lot of times the minority businesses are not structured correctly. I know she said it's easy to do it yourself, and it is, but if it's not documented and structured correctly, and you're missing something via your DUNS or your coding that you need on SAM.gov if you're going into the government sector, then a lot of times you wasted your time and your money. And so during the pandemic, what we did was everybody had all this money, right? Everybody, unemployment, what is it? What were the ones that got the PPPs, all that?
SBA loans.
So, and I didn't want to touch none of that because I also have had a tax business as well. I didn't want to touch that. I meant what I said what I meant. Whoever do it, that's on them. But what I will do is make sure your business was established. We're gonna make sure your business credit is set up. We're gonna make sure that your social media is set up, your website is established, that you're actually working your business and you're ready to present yourself because of audit purposes. And a lot of times people don't think about crossing their T's and dotting their I's. It's, oh, I have a business. I put a flyer on social media. No. When those people came back to audit certain individuals, and they called even legitimate businesses. Oh, I remember the guy told me, he was a paralegal. And he was like, oh, did you approve the funding for it? And I was like, yeah, this is my business, I got something, yeah. He said, well, you've passed everything. I said, hold on, what you mean I passed everything? I told him the truth, I'm nosy. I need to know what you're talking about here. He said, well, we checked your website, your social media, your address, your phone number. We checked on every platform that you're literally on, and we actually Googled you to see if you're in business. And so a lot of people don't realize, and this is a strong feeling I've had for a minute, they still not through checking people when it comes to this process. And so everything has to be firmly established if it's not firmly established to include the presentation of the business. The pandemic made people want to be entrepreneurs, but I think it's one of those sticking by what you're supposed to do. Meaning, in being a business owner, if you say you do hair, you know doggone well you can't do no hair, and you on Facebook saying, God bless you, you on Facebook saying, child, I can't comb this child hair for nothing in this world. Guess what? They can go back and see those things. So it's aligning yourself up on and kind of piggybacks onto the marketing side. Aligning yourself, knowing what to post, not putting jargon and certain verbiage that people don't understand. posting pictures that actually go with the merchandise or the product or the service. You know, making sure that you are targeting certain individuals that you actually want to work with.
I do have a question. So when you have social media, right, and you have and you create a business page, would you recommend to have a separate business page from your personal page?
For government purposes, yes.
Okay.
For insurance purposes, yes. And when I say insurance, I mean disability. I mean, you know, when you have an accident, slip and fall, car accident, they look at those things. So those, yes, it should be separated. Okay. Now, do you market on both of them? Some people say don't do it. I say do it. Mm-hmm. And the reason being is because when they looking for you, they looking for you. But always your location. If it's between the hours of 9 to 5, my location when I post is at the office, whether I'm at the office or at the house. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay? I always at the company in there. I also at the company put the address, put the phone number, put the email when I'm actually posting something about the business. A lot of times people don't know what you do because you're posting everything else besides your business. What's your question? I said you.
No, I ain't got no questions. I just want.
And y'all can ask questions now.
Yeah, definitely. Y'all engage and ask questions. With social media, and because I'm big on social media, how do you feel about Reels, and versus, or I'm hearing about this social media business manager now they have versus what it is. The when you do what is the thing when you checking and see how many people have followed you or read your post or something? Analytics. Okay, so they're saying like if you pay, like say I pay to boost my post, right? So with that, I'm paying people to see my post, right? But with the business manager, they're saying now this new business manager thing that you can hire on Instagram and stuff, that they're actually putting the paid customers in front of you versus analytics. So
that's what they say.
Using analytics and stuff.
I think that's just
right.
I think it's a gimmick to honestly make you want to buy into social media more. It all depends on who your target audience is. One thing I know is no matter how strategic you are with your target audience, you're gonna get them foreigners that's like, oh, you look good today. You beautiful. You this, you that. And you sitting there like, I didn't pay for this. I want my money back. So you have to be strategic. You have to be strategic with who you actually are targeting. You can't just say male, female, that like hair, that like clothes. You know, sometimes if it allows you to put a company name in there, nobody sees what that company's name is that's behind the scenes on your actual target audience that you're looking for. Because you want to be able to come up in the feed. If somebody is talking about Coca-Cola and you know you have a product that compares to it, then guess what? I want to come up on their feed too when somebody say, I need me a Coca-Cola girl. But it's not even just the hashtag. This is the behind the scenes portion when you're running the ads.
Because you can Google something and then next thing you know, it's all down your Instagram.
It pops up on your, right.
You know?
You can be on the phone.
Think about it.
You can just be talking.
Yeah.
You can just be talking. And because we don't know sometimes what we're clicking I agree to when we update these iPhones and Samsung. We don't. And a lot of times they're tapping into the conversation. But the hashtags is another thing too. But it's finding those hashtags that are gonna fit for you. So one of my secrets that I learned years ago is two things. And some marketing managers hate this, but I literally sometimes purchase Instagram likes and or Instagram followers, especially if it's a new page. Okay, I learned this from celebrities years ago. Especially if it's a new page. And I'll look at my phone in a minute and grab it, the website to it.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, I'll look for it while you're doing it.
But I feel like it's the company because it's different companies that you can do it with.
If y'all look on the Mojo page,
It's different companies you can do it, and it's about visibility as well.
Nobody
That's
would do
what it
that.
looks like.
But that's normally what it is because they try to either find inactive pages or foreigners. The only thing about it is you got to strategically work other individuals in between them. So that means like on Instagram, you jump on Instagram and say, for instance, you see another coffee shop, Starbucks or something, and you see people that like Starbucks. Maybe it's the one in this area, right, in Ellenwood. So you go find that Starbucks in Ellenwood and you go down their likes and just start following people. So what'll happen eventually, they're gonna see your trend and your post on a regular, they're gonna start following you. Same thing, you look at some of the hashtags that they're using. As long as it's not a signature hashtag, meaning Starbucks, or if they say medicine ball or whatever, you know, their signature drinks are, yeah, don't use those hashtags. Same thing for TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever social media that you're on, YouTube. You actually go in, find somebody that has a lot of likes, a lot of followers on a post, and you go and see what those hashtags are. And another thing, they'll hide them too. Have y'all paid attention to that?
I have seen that.
Come on now, where is that? They'll hide it in the comments because they want to make it seem like they're already getting a good trade on the regular. So sometimes you got to go and play around and look in their comments.
Now, how good
I
is
gotta
it
find that
to
page.
have a LinkedIn page?
Child, my LinkedIn jumping right now. Because
I think
hold on, I'm gonna tell you that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people sleep and
I'm
lack
gonna tell
on
you.
that,
Hold
and
on.
we're stuck on
The website is
Yeah.
IDIGIC.
D as in David.
ID is in dog. IGIC. That's for the Instagram likes. Instagram. I think they got Facebook on there too, if I'm not mistaken. So I've used them on and off for years.
I used LinkedIn when I was in corporate, right?
IDIGIC.
Yeah.
And
I think
when I started this business, I didn't think that I needed to update my LinkedIn. I went to a seminar the other day.
And it's .net.
And they were talking about how you need to get your business LinkedIn. And I understood how, as a matter of fact, it was Score. Score did a webinar.
Score is another good
you know,
free one to
that
use.
did that. And I'm like, oh, it's a whole new world of LinkedIn. You know, that I need to
IDIG as in girl, IC.net. So you're absolutely right. LinkedIn, I'm giving myself 30 days off of Facebook because it's friends, it's family. Yeah, they refer me to people, but a lot of times they be playing. I don't have time to play when it comes to my invoicing. Don't ask me to see invoicing, it's just sitting there. And I done already gave you the whole recipe, and then a month or two later, you calling me, begging me to help you again. Not gonna work. So Facebook, I'm like, no, for this next 30 days, I'm literally on LinkedIn. I went to a leadership event here. It's called Leadership Atlanta. You have to, quote unquote, do an application. Somebody got to nominate you, all that good stuff. Still trying to figure out how I got invited to the meeting. I don't know. But I get in the event and I sit down. I listen to everything. They talking politics, stuff you be like, I don't want to hear this all day, but I'm here. And so as I sat there, a lady asked me who I was, my business. And she was like, nobody nominated you yet? And I'm like, no, I nominated myself. My staff nominated me. Oh, we're going to get you nominated. So long story, they moved me through the room. I met everybody. And one lady was like, I know you. What's your name? Show her my tag. I'm like, lady, I don't know you. And she said, you're on LinkedIn. You just received 2 certifications. You just finished Goldman Sachs 10,000. Like, you're the next it girl. And I was like, thank you.
Yeah.
But I'm still in the back of my head, I'm like, girl, I ain't seen you like nothing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's because she saw me on, some of the certification pages or somebody else's page, but she said people have shared. It's just like Facebook. They've shared certain things, but it is a different type of platform. Those people being business. Professional.
I need to go.
I have over 4,000. People be like, such. No, I don't know who that is. They just on my page. But presentation is everything. Making sure that it's up to date and it has some type of logic to it. They don't care if you are a social media expert. What can you do on social media?
Tell me about the LinkedIn. Is it like IG or Facebook where you just specifically make a business LinkedIn profile?
Yes. Anything that you do, it's frustrating, it's time consuming, but you do need a business profile.
So it's different from the other one I have that I don't update.
go on score.org and they have the seminar that I took on that. is on there, so they have these pre-recorded seminars. You can go back over all of those, and you'll get that information on how.
And they also have free consultants too for those that are like tight on budget or want to start off that way. They also have free consultants as well. But LinkedIn, I'm telling you, LinkedIn is where the money is at. Like I literally, I have a
about to
system that
LinkedIn.
we
That's
use
what
that
I'm
we
about to
went
do.
through another
take Verta down.
business owner that I met through Goldman Sachs 10,000. But I'm not sending out my messages on LinkedIn right now. They're literally sending those messages out. They're sending them out in a 5 series. So that Chat GPT.
Listen,
I'ma
me and you
show
gonna be on the
you.
phone tomorrow.
I'll show you. I'll do y'all a Zoom.
I
Chat
mean, I
GPT,
know about it, but
literally
I don't-
talk to it like I would talk to my admin or a staff member. And once I finish like saying, okay, this is all the information, I'll tell it be professional, no plagiarism, make me some money like Deloitte and Bain. You know, those are the big consulting firms, but don't put their name in it. Make me look like the founder of Deloitte and Bain. But again, I don't want to see their name. Put my Visionary Academy, put my name in there. And a lot of the posts, even my social media posts, when I go to LinkedIn, sometimes on Facebook, you know, of course I have to get myself because of course you see your family or friends on Facebook and you be wanting to just say anything and everything. But I literally use it for all of my platforms across the board. If it looks too professional or if it is too redundant, because sometimes it'll give the same verbiage over and over, I tell it, change it. I'm tired of seeing that verbiage. Change it so that a regular everyday person can see it. Make it marketable enough for me to make $100,000 or $200,000. Like that is literally how I talk to it. That Chat GPT, I'm gonna tell y'all the link because it's free. Hold on.
Now, that's one thing I know about. I don't know about half this
Yeah.
other stuff. I know about the chat too.
So it's chat, CHAT .open, OPEN, AI.com. It's a little green, like a green icon. That's the one I use. You use that one too? That ain't it good?
Listen, the way me and ChatGPT go together.
She was on there. Hey, girl, hey. I forgot she was over there. I love her. Oh, let me take a picture of him.
I have a question. So for LinkedIn, right? I've always felt
Thank
like
you.
LinkedIn was really corporate because my husband's on there and he's been on there. He gets a lot of offers on there. People come find him. How would LinkedIn benefit me, the owner of the coffee shop? Like,
It's presentation. For one, these events, for one, these events, though these photos and videos I would have on there. You know those girls that you told me that they get on the floor and sit down and on the pillows and they doing their work? That would be on there. You're still marketing, but then you're also, for me, if I were you, I would do like encouraging words throughout the day. Even if it's 1 or 2 posts, encouraging words, something motivational to show that this is a calm space and welcoming space to be able to come to. And then events, you'll be surprised when they see it on a regular. You know, you're hashtagging Ellenwood, you're hashtagging Motivational Monday, you're hashtagging, even as you get into these different organizations, Black Ambition, things of that nature, whatever you're putting on there, now people are looking at you and they're bringing certain events to you so that you can have regular shoppers and people know that this is the it place to be.
Black History Month, you should have a coffee.
But you'll find her, as we said, based on the content, you know, they'll come.
It is. That's what I was just saying. Those hashtags make a difference, but then appearance, making sure that you're always showing the pleasant portion of your life and or establishment or business product or service.
You ain't get no smoother tonight.
That's Black Ambition. And I literally, one of our clients actually runs all the social media. Samia, she's, you'll see her on there.
I always thought it was just corporate.
I've seen you somewhere else too. I don't know where it's been. No, this one right here. Yeah, I gotta think of where. It was business, but I don't know where. What other questions do you guys have?
I think okay. Okay, so I know it's a lot of Marquita touched on getting grants, right? But in the process of grants, what else can we do to get funding? Do you suggest us building business credit and leveraging that business credit to get business credit cards or business loans of that such? Like, cause she was touching on it being 30% sometimes interest rates and stuff like that, but we need it at the same time.
I'm gonna say this, Didi, it's big. I'm big on whatever suits you. What fits somebody else's situation may not fit yours. So she said a key factor. She had a backbone, right? She had a rib, her husband. That's who helped her in the beginning. And then she piggybacked and turned around and she retired him. So who else is a single mother like myself?
And I ain't single.
If you don't put your...
I'm gonna say Lila.
So she to walk her. Because she that man up too quick.
But I get it.
I was. Wait, I was when I first started my business.
I'm gonna say this, y'all. A lot of times, even some of us in relationships, right? Just because we're not married yet. My grandma say you single till you married. But just because we're not married yet, it doesn't mean the significant other knows exactly where you're going or understand the business portion of you. Sometimes they just see the money that's coming, okay? And a lot of times, because I deal with that personally sometimes myself too. They see the money like, ooh, you just got this contract, this how much it is. Wait a minute, what we finna buy, what we finna do? But they don't see that, because we also partner with ADP, right? So they don't see that payroll is due. Every 2 weeks, the rent on the office is due, the utilities, the contractors, the subcontractors, you know, all that has to be broken down into the amount that you received. And so sometimes you don't have what I call is that push partner that gives you that cushion that's necessary, that's needed. And so it all depends on what fits your situation. Look at your situation and map it out. Can I pay the finances back with the contracts that I'm receiving or the sales that I'm receiving coming in and out? How much are you really going to put into your business? Like how much do you really got on the inside that you feel like I'm gonna take this risk and I'm gonna go get this loan? Because what happens is them loans, they don't disappear. They don't disappear. They will take you to court. They will garnish your wages if you go back to a job, you know, which means the car can be repossessed, potentially the house you had to come out of, things of that nature. I've seen a lot as far as individuals that could not pay and they had to go back in and sell whatever they could sell within the business just to keep afloat. So don't go out here and get a crazy amount, okay? Get honestly what you need to get you by and project yourself accordingly. With me, I'm a woman with a plan. So I know how many staff members I need. I know how many contracts I need. I know I can stretch this out for about 4 or 5 months, but that 6 months, everybody better bring me a sale or they fired. Because I need my money back. I gotta work my one. And then you gotta realize, like, sometimes you gotta do everything that you possibly can to get that money coming in. What is that? She was a comedian, light-skinned celebrity. She stole the information on the manifestation book.
B. Simone.
B. Simone. I don't know if you guys ever paid attention. She did, she spoke one night and she said she literally did everything that she had to do to become a millionaire. So if it's hair, if it's dropping people off, picking them up, if it's washing clothes, if it's working for a friend part-time, if it's doing comedy shows she didn't want to do, it's whatever it took to get to where she needed to be, and then she took off. And I think a lot of times as entrepreneurs, we stop realizing that we can still do several different things, but most importantly, hone in on the thing that we know that we're truly passionate about doing. A lot of times we take the wrong information from people that never been where we've been before and or are going. And it's hard to be able to maneuver several different businesses because they looking at you like you crazy. Like, girl, what you still selling hair for? Girl, what you over there? You selling sea moss? I thought you were finna go get a store to do sea moss and some clothes. You know, and they're trying to tell you what to do and how to do it. So that's one of my biggest marketing things that I can share with y'all tonight in business in general is closing your ear gates and knowing the plan that you have and only having those with you that can truly take you to the next level and not just having people around you that are actually going to leech from you and actually take whatever you have.
I'll just share, you know, the little thing about me. So at first when I started myself, again, I said I was a corporate writer for 37 years, right? And so pandemic happened, there's no more corporate, they don't want to need my services. Well, I've been running this business, been successful at it, but then I need to take it to the next level. Until these grants and all these other things come in, I was saying to her, I said, hey, you know what? I had somebody in, and she said, look, I need you to help me with my daycare and nutrition part of my, for my daycare. I was like, oh, I want a job. I mean, I got so many things going on. But I thought about it, as what you just said, this is some extra money that if an event don't go well, that's that money that's covering that.
You're literally in what I call is a serving season. I just talked about this on Facebook the other day. We feel like because we're entrepreneurs, we don't have to serve. I deal with that a lot with individuals that are like, I'm a boss. I'm the one running my own business. You can't tell me what to do. But until you're released from whomever your higher power is, because I get my disclaimer, it's Atlanta. Whoever your higher power is, until you get that release to be able to move into the next area of your life fully, sometimes you have to serve. There is something that is in her business that you need to learn, whether it be paperwork, whether it be communication, whether it be vendors, how to handle the staff, the payroll. There's something that's in that business that you have to learn during this certain season. And so once that's over,
The nutrition part is what I need to learn, because I need to take my business onto the other side with nutrition. And so my girlfriend's like, you don't understand, you don't get it.
but that's where
what I
you
need to do.
have to do another thing I spoke about on Facebook. I think it was Friday, which is shut your mouth.
Yeah.
You have to shut your mouth. There's no better way of saying it. A lot of times we tell the person that's looking at us to shoot a dagger in our back for us not to succeed. And so if you tell the wrong individual, now you have to worry about the negative word that has to be replaced in your brain that they've already said to you. Now you got to go home and tell yourself several times, 10 times, 20 times, I'm going to succeed. I'm going to make the money that I need to make. My bills are going to be paid. I'm going to balance this because I know the plan that I have. Most of the time, an individual that tells you that you can't do something or you're crazy doing it is an individual that wouldn't dare do it. I'll give you guys a quick story. 2016, I felt like I injured my back. I had to close my tax office, okay? I had it for years, since 2010, and Didi will tell you, it was booming. Corporate individuals, just regular. Everybody was like, what is she doing different? I'm just being me. But the professional side always kicked in, right? So I had to close it. I moved to Atlanta, back surgery after back surgery. I can't, because you can record, I can't say who I sued, but the family, my friends, everybody thought I was crazy. I literally, and it is a witness, I literally just sold a house that I paid for cash because of the crazy move that I made that everybody thought I was crazy with, okay? So one thing I want you guys to have, and I'm having chills in here, is stupid, crazy, dumb faith when it comes to your businesses. Whatever you do, know who to talk to. The same person sometimes that you're speaking to that's telling you that you're going crazy, what are you doing? Why would you? Because they're looking at it like you're helping that person. Technically, you're not helping that person. You're learning something that you truly need to pivot and take your business to the next level. My last year of working a regular job was 2016. And the last piece that I needed, which was the writing, the policies, the procedures, dealing with snobby corporate individuals that didn't know their job, felt like they had certain degrees that can talk to you and treat you any kind of way. I was the one that they were waking up at 6 a.m. begging to come to work. So I would still go in and type the policies and procedures, but guess what? I can go into any company or organization I want to go in right now, and we do, with a minimum of $5,000 per document a lot of times that they receive in a corporate sector, okay? From the knowledge that I retained and the information that I had, because I was humble enough to be okay in my sowing season, okay? So I can't tell you to cut someone off, but cut off the communication when it comes to explaining your destiny to them. With me, I am destined to become a multi-billionaire. I am big on vision boards and manifesting things. Didi will tell you, like anything I put my mind to, 10 out of 10. It might not happen tomorrow. It may take 5 years, it may take 3, but 10 out of 10, it happens, okay? And so you have to get in that mind frame that you don't have to tell me something but one time negatively, and I'm not gonna tell you my business anymore. At this point. But it took a lot for me to get there, and what it had to take was like she said, crying at night. It had to take me secluding myself from others. Right now, my sister and I, we take 3 classes at night. She's actually my COO, so she runs my business. She works a part-time job as well during the week, and she runs her own business.
Yes.
She is in a sewing season, and I drive her crazy some days. Sometimes we at full blows in the office. Like, girl, shut up, quit talking to me. Okay, you shut up, quit talking to me. Did you get that paper? I got it, girl. But it's a sewing season that some people are in, and so you have to be okay with being in that season, okay?
Do you have any recommendations for not losing your mind during the sewing season? Small kids. Yeah, you got a husband, but he just does some things. And then it's like, but I need this empire to be built. And I don't have funds necessarily to leverage at this moment, but I do have opportunities to sow into myself and my future and for my family. What do you do so like without like losing your shit and like trying to stay focused but not be too hard on yourself because you're a perfectionist and also you have ADHD, but you know you can do it because you're brilliant and you just realize you're brilliant at 36. And like you're tired of being the smartest person in the room, but today you're not and you really like that and you just want to know what to do.
What do you do?
Pardon?
What do you do? What's your business?
My business is called Lux Play Space. We're a kids rental company, so we do soft play, bounce house, bubble houses, bumper cars, and all things.
So how often do you market your business?
Not enough.
You just did.
Oh.
You got to get out of your own way. So that's basically your issue. You have to get out of your own way. Stop trying to be so perfect that you can't launch.
That is right.
Seriously, you're trying to. So you literally. Oh, y'all gonna kill me here with my gift. So you literally. You try to be so perfect that you're crossing your T's, you're dotting your I's, and you don't even want to take a step outside the door with your product. And so you have to start going out to the daycares, posting on social media for birthday parties, getting in the networking groups that are out there, getting in the neighborhood. Y'all got neighborhood groups. Get into Nextdoor is the neighborhood app that most communities use. Get into Nextdoor and be able to market yourself. Stop worrying about what he's doing and the fact that he's not actually pushing you and pumping you up to get it done. Believe me, when you hit that first good sale, he's gonna be your biggest cheerleader. But until he sees it, and it's not to discredit him, it's a lot of men, to be honest, a lot of mates. Until they see it, right now you're just talking. You're just talking. So don't take it personal. Sometimes you take those things personal. That has to be behind you right now in order for you to move to the next level. So come tomorrow, you should be coming across somebody's timeline with the products that you have. If you don't have an actual event that is actually going on, guess what? Go create one. Nobody knows what you have going on but you. That's the same thing when it comes to our finances. Nobody know you broke when you broke. Unless you open your mouth and be like, girl, I'm broke, I can't go tonight. We gotta go somewhere we can get in free. No, instead, let's just go to XYZ. Let's go to XYZ. Girl, I don't wanna go nowhere else. I wanna go here. Stop speaking the negative portion into what you have going on. Stop looking at the products that you don't have. You're gonna keep building on top of building on top of building. My first business that I had, this was 2010, and I'm laughing, because I talked to the biggest dope boy that was in town. I was literally working at Child Care Network, doing the job for the CEO, the CFO, and the VP. This little black girl, they didn't want to do the job. They literally was like, how did she figure it out? Baby, just keep acting like you working at your computer so you can get a check. But the whole time I'm sitting there like, somebody go find me a building, cause I'm finna go do taxes. I done ran this girl office. I had the most clients. I'm not coming back. This is stupid. So my sister literally, I had nothing. I was in an apartment going through a divorce, dating, again, the neighborhood dope boy. I literally was telling my sister, I need chairs, I need clipboards, I need printers, I need computers. My ex-husband's nephew gave me a computer. My sister supervised on Fort Bend said, well, we ain't using this stuff anyway. We're gonna end up giving it away. So at this point, we're gonna give it to your sister. So I had chairs similar to these right here, stacked on top of each other in a 2-bedroom apartment. I had 2 big printers. Keep in mind, I didn't pay for none of it. It all depends on how much you're gonna step out on faith to get stuff done. My office space, I literally went into it on a child support check, meaning my ex-husband didn't want to pay, took him to court, Figured that out quick too. Took them to court. Got the building on an IOU, meaning here is a check. It's gonna take 7 to 10 business days for it to clear. But you see where I went. Here go the court document. Can I please move in so I can start doing taxes? Phone was cut off. Bills were barely paid. And that year, I think I cleared $95,000 from January to April, legitimately. It all depends on you jumping and just going out there and just having crazy faith and getting it done. It was not perfect at all. I hired 16 people. By the end of the season, I think 3 of us only worked. Because everybody wanted to work they want and figure out how to do it and how she getting customers. I passed out customers left and right. It still wasn't enough. But guess what? It didn't stop me from being there, I think 4 years in that particular building until I moved to the next one. So you got to get out your own way. You got to promise me that tonight. You got to promise me. I'm listening for you.
I'm trying to see, like, because everything that you said, I'm doing it. The one thing that I think that I'm really not doing enough is to have this crazy faith that this would be my first real endeavor into this crazy faith. Like, oh my God, I could do it. Because most of the time, yeah, I could do it. I'm a confident person. I got this. But then it's like, damn it, I tried this, that didn't work. Or this wasn't as perfect as I thought it was going to be in my mind.
That right there, that's where your doubt is at, because you're a perfectionist.
Yeah.
Just jump. Whatever doesn't go right during that time, guess what? Do it the next time. Fix it, perfect it.
Right.
That doesn't work, do it the next time.
Yeah.
Your biggest thing is just making sure you have insurance and crossing your T's and dotting your I's on your contracts.
Contracts are really big.
Yeah.
Make sure you have your contract in place.
Insurance contract.
Yes, definitely contracts will make or break your business. If you don't have the right contract in place, you could lose everything.
Right.
So be big on protecting your business. Be big on showing up. I have a lot of times in business we don't show up, and we want big businesses and we want these corporate people to look at us and treat us minority black-owned businesses, and we want them to treat us as such. We got to show up, because we ain't showing up. I deal with a lot of businesses. I have 12 tax agents right now. Latrice will tell you, me and Latrice go back years. we from the same hometown. She had a tax office, I had a tax office. We both left both left Columbus, Georgia, and moved to Atlanta, Georgia. I didn't know anyone here. I left my tax office in Columbus. I came here and did 10 years in school to get a degree that I don't use. Okay? This is my 3rd season back after 10 years in the tax business. My first season I came in, I made $20,000. Didn't know anybody in Atlanta. I have no family here. My second season last year, we did 50,000. This year we'll do over 100. So it don't take long, but you got to have a plan. And you got to show up and be intentional about what you're doing. I started off with 1 agent. Now I have 12. But everybody don't show up. So what I'm saying this is because I just had to have a meeting saying, we got to show up. You can't want something. And I think this generation, I don't know if it's just this generation, they want things handed to them. They don't want to work for anything, you know? And so us as business owners, we're like, if I just had 10 of me, what could I make? You know what I'm saying? What if I had 10 like me? What could I make? And then we try to put that into someone who don't want it. So what I don't do, I don't pour into people that I don't see moving. If you're not moving, I'm not pouring into you. If she's moving, that's where I'm going. So I don't want you to feel this way, but this way I'm going because she wants it. I left out the grocery store with 5 clients. And you mean to tell me you ain't did one yet? You understand what I'm saying? So when you start hiring for your business, when you start bringing people around you in your business, make sure that they are there for you in your business to grow your business.
And I think also what was important, what you said, I just want to say this real quickly because there's been a lot of things said, and I think there's been a lot of information given, and I think that sometimes when you get so much information, it gets overwhelming. But I think something very important that you said is that you started and you made 20,000, then you made 50, and now you're projected to make there's a journey. And so it's not gonna all happen overnight. And don't let somebody else's journey where somebody else is discourage you from where you're going, because your steps are not moving where theirs are. You might not be where somebody else is. Don't let anybody else's journey allow you to be discouraged about your own, because your journey is your own. You can only do what you're gonna do, but you have to put the best foot towards what you're doing. And you have to manifest your own destiny. It's about what you do and what you put in. Breathe life and strength into yourself. Give yourself affirmations. Tell yourself you can do it. And don't worry about all the outside noise, because it's going to be so much outside noise. And there are things that's going to try to discourage you, and you don't even realize where it's coming from. So just that's all I got to say, because I think that was very, very important for you to say that. Yeah. You know, because sometimes we want to get to this, we want to be, you know, millionaires and everything overnight. And it doesn't happen like that. And don't let what anybody says discourage you about where you are in your journey.
Can I add one thing?
That's just
I think it's very important to depend on yourself as well, but one thing that helped me a lot in my business is when you don't have the leverage as far as the money, you leverage what you do have, your village, your community, your friends, your relationships. I think a lot of people forget that it's okay to be a one-man band, but it's even better when you have friends. My friendships and my relationships that I've fostered over my lifetime have taken me further than any degree has ever taken me. Mm-hmm. It's not even about the degrees that I've made and the money that I've made. It's been about all of the people that I've showed up for that then turned around and showed up for me. Mm-hmm. So when you don't have the money, you depend on your village, the relationships that you foster. Like, I'm a paralegal. I've been in the legal field my whole life. I'm basically the attorney at my job. I work for Ken Nugent. It's like a large PI firm. I could have told the firm, you know, I do these now. I can do all of the attorney events, all the doctors' events. I go to events on a daily basis with doctors, dentists, orthodontists, physical therapists, things like that. I could have leaned on that, but because of the relationships I have specifically with those people in those doctor's offices, because I talk to them every day, I let them know, you know, I do this on the side, and now they reach out to me personally because of the years that they spent talking to me about other things, and my friends and my family. So yes, it's nice to say, you know, I did this on my own, but it also feels good to know that you got people that you can call that do this or do that, do data analysis, do social media, do decor, do parties, do anything. Just depend on your relationships too, like foster relationships.
Align yourself with the right people, though.
Right.
What she's saying is that build a village, but build the right village.
I'm gonna give you all
That's
that
important.
information
You know what I mean? So just because me and you have a conversation doesn't mean that I'm gonna let you into my village, or I need you in my village, or you're worth being in my village. You know, everybody's not understanding, like you said, when you're building a business and you're trying to get to the next level, everybody's not understanding. Even your spouse. They don't understand. You can't ask someone who is typically a 9-to-5. They don't understand business. Okay? Everybody's not a business owner, and that's okay. We as business owners have to stop pushing that on people too, to say, hey, you need to be a business owner. You need to. Everybody's not a business owner, and if you're not a business owner, that's okay, but I need you to move to the side because I need some people, like-minded people like me, to get to where I need to get to.
Didi, you made a valid point. That's the same thing with staff or people that you ask to help you in your business. My staff tell me this all the time, and I've had to work in it and on it myself, which is they can't read my mind. So if you are the mastermind in your business and you get frustrated and you tell somebody to do something for your business and they don't do it how you would normally do it, ain't no need of you getting pissed off because they can't read your mind. And so it took, at first I thought it was just my sister, like, girl, whatever, that's just you. Mama taught us better than that. I ain't studying that. Then when another staff member was like, Trees, you need to give us a training on that. And I'm like, a training for what? But I had to remember that it's not myself. We all learn differently. With me, I can sit down or walk through somebody's business. I can tell you everything that's wrong. I can critique your business. I can even give you a projected better way of doing it. But I don't know how you normally do it and the reason why you're working your business that way. And so keep in mind, your staff doesn't either. We might think it's common sense. You're doing coffee. So we might think it's common sense. Somebody gonna add sugar, they gonna add a creamer, you know. But keep in mind, Starbucks might do it differently than what you do it. So they might be like doing it the way they do it at Starbucks or the way their grandma taught them how to do it. And so we can't look at people as they're doing it wrong and they're not trying to understand us. Discernment is another thing, praying for like a very strong discernment on who to hire and who to have around you in your business, seriously. If you have the wrong person, whether you're dating, married, in business, around you while you're actually doing business, that's another thing that can dry up your money, okay? I dealt with it for years, just being honest, until I was like, wait, come on, God, what is drawing up my money? And when I finally took a step back to see, when I wasn't dealing with a particular person, my money was coming like water. But then when that person come back around, it could be friend, a marriage, or just a relationship, a family member. And then it's also telling your information to them. If you tell the wrong person, I went through a friendship and I remember like, this is somebody like, I'm very spiritual at times, right? I have my moments where I'm praying, I'm fasting, I'm like, ooh, I need to know what to do next, how to do it. Like I can see sometimes. And so I would have conversations, how we sitting like, girl, let me tell you what happened today. What you think about this? Because I just met this prophet, this man, and told me this, that, and the third. Now I got to go check this out. So I'm thinking that they understand because it's on a spiritual level. Just as quick as I would hang up the phone, that conversation would go to somebody else. And it would be, Tree's so stupid, let me tell you what just happened. Let me tell you the mistake that she made. Well, guess what? Until I literally sat down and I prayed for God to show me what was holding me back in my business, that person was my right hand. But ever since that person has left, the certificates was dropping, the connections have been dropping, the contract, like they have been dropping. And so it's because I wasn't telling my enemy, my frenemy, what was going on. And we never know who it is, to be honest, because sometimes people can be jealous of the struggle. They're not jealous of what you have, because sometimes they know that you're struggling. They know that you're trying to get the business off the ground. They know that you're trying to get your products and service out there. They're not sharing it. They shopping with other people sometimes. So it's when I say think outside of your circle, and I love the way she said she has those good people, those genuine people. Everybody doesn't have that. You got to think outside the box. Who has it with your back to your business for a second? Who has children? Who's getting ready to have a baby? Who's doing a birthday party? Look, I can give it to you. I regularly charge $175. I normally charge $175, but I really need to get some footage, so I can give it to you for $100. You going to the party anyway, right? I heard Rick Ross say on a TikTok the other night. It woke me up in the morning. Like I got up in the wee hours in the morning. I'm like, what am I missing? I'm always like, what am I missing, right? And he literally said, if sometimes, and I might get the numbers wrong, but he said if he's going to an event, he might charge, I'm gonna just say $150,000. But if I'm just chilling at the house, he said, if I'm not doing nothing and I'm trying to find something to do and I'm just hanging out and somebody be like, hey, come to my party, or can you come to such and such, such and such? He might say, well, give me $5,000, I'll be there. Yeah. Because he ain't doing nothing and he's coming anyway. And so I think a lot of times that's another thing on the marketing side that people try to shy away from, because this is my business and you're gonna respect and check and understand that this is my business. They don't realize that some of your marketing can be within the free 99. Yep. You got the barter. Halving whatever the price is, because you know your friend probably can't pay for it, but guess what? Depending on who's coming to the party, if she got a friend, if you got a friend, they got a friend with a whole lot of children, and you know the children be cleaned up and they coming to the party, guess what? If y'all don't mind, I want to take pictures of the party. That's the only catch. So you have to project yourself and use that chat GPT. Like project yourself on the market because it'll give you a projected marketing plan. You can change it and ask it and tweak it for what you need. But your biggest problem is you're in your own way. You want it to be so perfect and so precise and everybody gonna be clean and looking nice and the picture's gonna be good. Guess what? When you pick up your kids from daycare, what they look like?
They don't look me though. But I get what you mean. They look a mess.
Right. When I know my Chanel, I got a 4-year-old and an 18-year-old, baby. My 4-year-old, don't look at me crazy. My 4-year, a 4-year-old and an 18-year-old. We'll talk about that later. But my 4-year-old, she be to the T when she leave the house. I'm talking about looking good. And I pick up and I'm like, girl, where have you been? What you been doing? So don't look at it like it's gonna be a mess. These are things that you can use for marketing because these are true parties that are going on and these kids are enjoying themselves on your items.
Last weekend, I did I did a play date with Lux Play Space Valentine's Day. And we had like 70 kids and their parents there. So I know when I'm trying to do stuff, but
how
I
did
hear
you market
you guys.
while you were there?
I'm writing it down.
How did you market while you was there?
I worked it out. I spoke with the parents, the dads, the moms, the grandmas. We got some footage. My photographer canceled on me 2 days before, so I didn't get that perfect image I had in my head. And
They go back up one right
I know
there.
my plan B didn't work out, so we got the iPhone, doing what we can do. But it was a great turnout, and it was nice to make connections with other women who are business owners. So I hear you.
So I'll tell you guys one thing before you leave here, and I think, what you want to say?
I want to say that method do work because somebody hit me on Facebook one time and about a birthday party. I ain't charging the full price that I wanted, but that birthday party turned to 4 and put like $2,000 up. You know what I'm saying? I charged less and they put $2,000 on my pay.
Yeah.
Before you guys leave here today, you should not leave without having everybody's either email or contact number. And that should be your method at those parties. If you see the people are there and they have children, then you should be either getting a V card, like I have a V card, either a V card where you're asking them to put their contact information in there. And the other thing is, even if you're going to do events like that and or they're free, I would walk around and be like, can you do me a review? Here's my barcode. Can you go to Google and can you do me a review?
And you can give something like maybe a free popcorn machine at the next birthday party if they do a review. I went to JJ's just recently. When I walked in JJ's, they had a thing. If you gave them a Google, you got a free soda. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, let me Google. I'm gonna get a free soda, with my meal. So I mean, things like that do definitely work. And don't be afraid to add services onto your business. I know with me being taxes, I kept wondering, what can I do? What can I do? What can I add on to business? Because we only do business 4 months out the year. Yeah, we can stay open, but our busy season is January through April. And now the IRS has cut it down. Now we're really literally working February to April. So we're, you know what I mean? We have these 3 months. I'm like, what can I do? And so Marquita, I'm definitely gonna get with you because I added real estate. Okay? Now I have a database of over 200 clients that I can turn from tax clients who need tax preparation in order to close on a home. Now I can sell them a home too. So we also have to always know what we can add on and when is a good time to add on, okay? Because I used to hear all the time, you should only focus on one thing on your business. You should just focus on mastering your business and this and that. And I used to be like, but that's one stream. That's only one way, What can I do to stay in finances, but at the same time, I'm adding services on. So also stay in your niche, but learn how to add services onto your business. Like you can do popcorn machines. You can make frozen ice cream pops, like whatever you can do to add on more services to your business where it puts you out of the box of the typical playhouse person. What do you offer? Can I come to you and can I get a clown? Can I get this? Can I get that? Can you vendor this? Can you do that? You know what I mean? So yeah, what does make your business stand out?
My friend just had a baby shower and it's new, it's over on Riverdale, and she has a vendor list that she uses. She doesn't do all services, but she has a vendor list. So I would just Google event planners and make yourself available different services. So, and go to kid events. There was someone else I know, they go to practices, like during the summertime, go to the park. All these kids are practicing. I don't know if you have a business flyer or a business card, but that was something that this young lady said that she did for her business. So she was marketing more towards kid parties. And she would go to the park and go places where kids and their parents are going to be. Even school events. You ain't gonna have, I don't have any kids, period. But if I was marketing that, I'm going to be at the school events.
Yeah, daycares
come
and
back
school
over there.
events. What I did this year was I hit
Yeah, boy.
daycares. My tax office, we make the most money off of people who have kids. So I'm like, I'm going to Target where they got
I just
kids,
want
and that's
some cheese and
schools,
some meat and some
daycares, things like that. So I'm dropping goodies off, you know? I can go to the store and.
Don't be afraid to pimp them kids. My kids make me more money than you.
Listen, this one right here, this is my 12-year-old. And anybody can ask. Latrice known me forever. My friend Velmika knows me. Reddy's been my cameraman since I started my tax business. He shoots everything that I do from anything that I do, personal and business, right? This girl goes everywhere with me. I have so many of her friends' moms calling me saying, Chrissy always says you do taxes. Chrissy say you're a real estate
that's how
agent.
Caleb is.
So they tell their mom, so she don't even know she got several referral fees coming this season just because she referred like 5 of her friends' parents to me. And they brought friends. You know? So she got a check coming and she don't even know it yet. You know what I mean? So don't like.
Let me turn you down when you said referral fee. I want my kids to get no idea.
The mom be quick. Mom, I sent you that customer. Can I swipe your card?
Right. I give out referral fees, right? Because she expensive. So anything, I'm going to have to spend it anyway.
Let them introduce their
Okay.
businesses.
But we do want to thank you guys for coming out tonight. Before we leave here, I hope that you took what we were trying to give from this event. I hope you got a lot of knowledge. Marquita and Latrice, we thank you guys so much for the gym. Okay, this is the first of many more POBs annual. Guys, we are going to make this bigger. We're going to want to give you guys more and more, okay? Before we leave, we want to, each person that's here, we want you to stand up and give your name and your business, make sure everybody has your contact information, and let us know something that you took, that you needed, that you came here for to get, okay?